Hello everyone, welcome to the today's lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about RBC life cycle. Okay, in earlier lecture, we already discussed about the RBC functions, blood functions, as well as composition of the blood. Now we are going to discuss about the life cycle of RBC. As you all know, life cycle is very important for anything. Okay, whether it is a human being, whether it is a living organism. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about the life cycle of RBC. Okay, so one thing is very important which I already discussed you guys, that RBC do not contain nucleus and mitochondria. Okay, RBC do not contain nucleus and mitochondria. That's why RBC life is a little short. Just look at here why it is very short, because as I told you in earlier lecture that RBC move from arteries to vein. Okay, arteries to capillaries. Okay, so we know everyone that the diameter of artery is higher than the capillaries, and again from capillaries to veins. So there is a possibility of tearing and wearing. There is a possibility of tearing and wearing. Okay, so that's why what happened, there is a possibility of rupturing of the RBC. There is a possibility of rupturing of RBC. Okay, so the lifespan of RBC is just 120 days. Lifespan of RBC is just 120 days. It means what? Within 120 days, okay, within 120 days, we require regularly a new RBC. Okay, so in our body, what happen? The production of the RBC is equal to the damage of the RBC. The production of the RBC is equal to damage of the RBC. Okay, if this become a disbalance, okay, sometime if damage is too much and production is less, then there is a possibility of anemia. There is a possibility of anemia. Clear? So, and what is anemia? There is a loss of blood and there is a lack of hemoglobin within human body. Okay, that's why people feel weakness. Okay, so here we are discussing the how RBC generated again and how it is recycled. Okay, whatever the molecule contained by the RBC, how these molecules are recycled. Okay, so just look at here what happened. RBC, this is the circulatory pathway. So here we have a RBC circulation of blood, about RBC circulated in the blood for 120 days, and whenever this RBC reaches in the macrophages, now macrophages, there is a possibility of macrophages of liver, okay, spleen and RBM, red bone marrow. In each of these tissue, we can say, or organs like liver, spleen or RBM, there is a activity of phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is the activity done by the macrophages. So what happens when RBC having a tearing and wearing, then what happens? Macrophages of these organs are doing what? Phagocytosis, and these are the ruptured RBC. These are what? Ruptured RBC. Clear? So now what happened? Whenever the ruptured RBC we have, we know RBC contain what? Hemoglobin. We know what? RBC contain what? Hemoglobin. In earlier lecture, I already told you that hemoglobin is made up of two components, that is, one is proteinous part and another one is non-proteinous part. Okay, so here we have a hemoglobin. Now what happened? Hemoglobin further break down into its molecule. These are what? The globin, and the another one is what? Heme. Okay, clear? Now what happened with the globin? Globin further break down into amino acid. These blue dots are what? Amino acid. These blue dots are what? Amino acid. Clear? Now these amino acid further reutilize. These amino acid further recycled. Okay, these amino acid further recycled for the preparation of globin again. Okay, so how they utilize? Like these amino acid, like these dots. Okay, these amino acid, again we are sending those amino acid into the RBM, okay, into the what? RBM. So here in RBM, again, RBM means red bone marrow, okay. So in the RBM, here we are again getting what? Globin, clear? Now this is the story of globin. Now looking on the story of heme, what happened with the heme? Here we have a heme and we know heme containing what? Fe plus 3, okay, Fe plus 3. Now when Fe plus 3 is removed or detached from heme, then there is a need to transport the heme, okay. Suppose we also, whenever we want to move from one place to another place, we require what? We may take by air transport or by train transport or by road transport. Similarly, Fe plus 3 means iron ferric form also required a transporter. Okay, maybe you people remember the movie, Hollywood movie Transporter, okay. So here Fe plus 3 require a transporter, and the name of the transporter of Fe plus 3 is what? Transferrin. Name of the transporter is what? Transferrin. Okay, and this is our Fe plus 3. Now they are making Fe plus 3 and transferrin, making a complex, and further they reaches into the liver. So this is what? Our liver. Okay, and then there is also a possibility, because whenever we are getting iron in a huge amount, what is the tendency of our body? Our body want to store it, or this is the human tendency, okay. Whatever the things we have a lot of, okay, that what we do, everybody wants to store those things, okay. So similarly, what our body do, our body store these iron, so this iron is stored in the form of ferritin, okay, in the form of ferritin. So in here in the liver, it is stored in the form of ferritin, clear? Now whenever we need, okay, whenever if anybody is suffering from anemia, okay, there is a low amount of RBC, low amount of iron at that time, or in the condition of the pregnancy, so we require what? Iron. So we utilize our storage, okay. It is similar like that whenever we are depositing our money in the bank, and whenever we are in the need, we withdraw this money, okay. So similarly, the ferritin, what happened with, we again withdraw Fe plus 3 from the ferritin, okay. So there is a possibility of absorption, and then Fe plus 3 we can withdraw from the storage. Now after storage, again Fe3 is free, so it require again a transporter. So whom it will join, okay, so it make its company with the transferrin, okay. So again we are having transferrin, clear? So this is the complex again, Fe plus 3 and transferrin. Now this Fe plus 3 and transferrin complex reaching into the RBM, So here again we are getting what? Fe plus 3, clear everyone? Okay, hopefully people are able to understand this. Now just look at here, we want to again synthesize the RBC, okay, and the process of synthesis of RBC is known as erythropoiesis. In the lecture of hemopoiesis, I discussed with you guys about the erythropoiesis, okay. So what kind of things required in the erythropoiesis? The one thing we required, that is what? Fe plus 3, and the another thing we required is globin, okay. Fe plus 3 will make what? Heme, clear? And we have a globin, and the another thing that is required, it is vitamin B12, okay, clear? As well as if you remember my last lecture, in last lecture of hemopoiesis, I discussed that we also require a hormone that is known as EPO, that it is known as a EPO. EPO means erythropoietin. Okay, if we have these four things, EPO, Fe plus 3, globin and vitamin B12, then nobody can stop the erythropoiesis Okay, so now if the person having in RBM all these four things, then the person again start the synthesis of RBC. So by getting all these things in the RBM is red bone marrow, we are able to synthesize RBC. Now this newly generated RBC moving into the circulation. Circulation means blood vessels. So this RBC again moving into the blood circulation, okay, and again completing its 120 days cycle. Clear? So this is the process of rupture and again synthesis of the RBC. Now just look at another portion. Here we have a heme, okay, but after removing the Fe+3, again we have some portion that I am making by a red color, okay. So this portion is non-iron containing part. This portion is basically a non-iron containing part. Clear? So what happened with this part? Clear? I am discussing now this point. So this is non-iron containing part. This non-iron containing part will convert into biliverdin. Okay. This biliverdin is of a green color. It is a pigment and it is of what? Green color. Clear, everyone? Then this biliverdin further convert into another pigment that is known as a bilirubin. Now this bilirubin is of a yellow color. This bilirubin having what? A yellow color pigment. Now within the macrophages, now this bilirubin move into the various cells. So it move into the liver. Okay, so now I am transferring this bilirubin into liver. Okay, clear? Now what happened with the bilirubin in the liver? Whenever bilirubin reaches into the liver, what happened? It move into the bile. And then from bile it is transferred into the small intestine. This is what? A small intestine. Okay, and from a small intestine it is moved into the large intestine. Clear? And in large intestine, this is what we have a bilirubin here. Okay, and again bilirubin here. Okay, so now this bilirubin will convert into urobilinogen. This convert into urobilinogen in the presence of bacteria. Clear? So in the presence of bacteria, bilirubin convert into urobilinogen. Now this urobilinogen further convert into stercobilin. So major amount, higher amount will convert into stercobilin. Okay, and this amount, basically this stercobilin give the brown color to the feces. Okay, brown color. Okay, this gives a brown color to the feces. Clear? Okay, everyone. Further, what happened? I just told you that major portion of urobilinogen convert into stercobilin, but there is a smaller portion of urobilinogen convert into urobilin. Okay, now this urobilin is further excreted by the kidney. Okay, this urobilin is further excreted by the kidney. Clear, everyone? Okay, so hopefully I think you people are able to understand whole of the process. I am just giving you a quick recap of all of the lecture. Okay, so initially just look at what happened in earlier stage. We have a 120 days of life cycle of RBC. Why it is 120 days? These are two questions. The thing is that just because of the RBC do not contain nucleus, RBC do not contain mitochondria. Okay, so RBC do not have a too much possibility to live longer. Okay, as well as there is a possibility of wearing and tearing. So RBC reaches into the macrophage of what kind of organ? Liver, spleen and RBM. Remember these organs. Okay, then here we have a ruptured RBC. Now we playing two stories. One, the story of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is broken down into globin and heme, and what happened with the story of globin? Globin further convert into the amino acid by brokening down of it into amino acid, and these amino acid further reutilize to make again globin for the synthesis purpose of the RBC, or we can say erythropoiesis. Okay, now what happened with the heme, and what we can say, what is the story of heme? It broke down, or we can say it here we detach, our body detach Fe plus 3, and then Fe plus 3 is transported with the help of transferrin. Now transferrin, this complex is we can say iron is further stored in the form of ferritin, and ferritin again reutilize and again Fe plus 3 is detached and it is making a complex with the transferrin. This Fe plus 3 and transferrin complex further reaches into the RBM, and here by the endocytosis, by the process of endocytosis, we are able to detach Fe plus 3 from transferrin. Okay, so in the RBM what happened? We have a Fe plus 3, we have a globin, then we require two things, vitamin B12 and EPO, and these four things make the starting the process of erythropoiesis. This is the generation of novel RBC. Okay, and this RBC again reaching into the circulation. Now the remaining story of the non-iron containing part of the heme. So here non-iron containing part convert into biliverdin, biliverdin convert into bilirubin. Remember this biliverdin is the green color pigment and this bilirubin is yellow color pigment. Okay, on both of these examiner asks competitive examination. In the competitive examination, examiner asks the question, bilirubin further move into the liver, and from liver it is reaches into the small intestine with the help of bile, because liver put it in the bile, and then in the bile, in the small intestine it move into the large intestine, and in the large intestine bilirubin convert into urobilinogen in the presence of the bacteria, and then urobilinogen convert into stercobilin, which gives the specific brown color, characteristics brown color to the feces. Okay, and urobilinogen, the small part, will convert into urobilin, and urobilin into the kidney it is excreted. Okay, so here I discuss some question, as this is our basic fundamental. Whenever we discuss a lecture, we are giving 5 questions with that particular lecture. So here I discuss the some 5 questions of this lecture. So I request you to give the answer of these questions in the comment box. If you have any doubt, then ask me in the comment box.
Hello everyone, it's time for question round. Question number 1, life cycle of RBC is A 180 days, B 365 days, C 120 days, and D death not occur. Question number 2, globin broken down into A carbohydrate, B amino acid, C lipid, D none of these. Question number 3, the color of biliverdin is dash 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 and the color of bilirubin is dash dash dash. A green and yellow, B yellow and green, C green and red, and D red and green. Question number 4, the feces get brown color due to dash dash dash. A urobilinogen, B urobilin, C stercobilin, and D bilirubin. Question number 5, transferrin transport which form of iron dash dash dash. A Fe plus 3, B Fe plus 2, C both of these, and D none of these. So I already discussed answer of all of these questions in the lecture. If you have any doubt in these questions, then go through with the lecture again and answer in comment box.
So if you people think that this lecture is really useful for others, so I request you to share other groups, social media and your friends. Okay, so Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.